Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome to today's podcast episode in which we are going to talk about the spiritual ego. This is very close to my heart topic because I have been bathing in the self-help slash personal growth slash coaching industry for a few years. And it was only last year that I got completely ejected from it by my spirit guides because it has become a nonsense. I'm hearing 97% of it is artificial content, is superficial 3D matrix plot. The reason for that being it is going to, as the light is taking more space, the dark team will try to infiltrate everything that used to be positive. And for quite a few years we had good thought leaders. We had people who were, you could feel that they were connected to source, many of them starseeds, even though they were not necessarily talking about spirituality, but still their intentions were pure and they were led by a higher power, by a higher force. Now, a lot of them, they may have taken another route, but mostly it has just become an ocean of just nonsense, and the false light has really hijacked that industry. The reason why I'm sharing this is because there is this, I would say, concepts that I like to call the spiritual ego. And the spiritual ego uses spirituality as a way of attaining its own ego-driven personal agenda. Okay? So what I mean by that is, although on the surface their teachings may be mentally stimulating, they may be, they look like something that may be of interest, or there is some sort of meaning behind it, right? Some sort of logical meaning behind what they are preaching about. They are still doing that from the box and is not allowing people to actually make their own, be led by their own intuition, but rather follow their rigid teachings. And your soul will likely feel very uncomfortable in these circles, very, very uncomfortable around these influential people, because your soul is here for freedom. And those who are not in alignment with source and who are not here to actually help you, to guide you to be on your own path, but rather to feed their agenda, it will feel very uncomfortable to be around them. And so your logical mind may say, wait, but I don't understand why I'm feeling this way, because whatever she or he are preaching about, it makes sense, right? But my intuition tells me there's something wrong about it. Well, as usual, your intuition is right, and these will be evidences that a lot of what we come into contact with is a 3D agenda. Everything that is not organic, that is not connected to pure source, everything that is under the label, I like this, under the label of New Earth or Ascension, and it doesn't feel right to your soul, just flee that, regardless of how influential these people may be. Now, to give you an example, I was just laughing before recording this, because last night I was recording a pick a card reading, which had the theme of inner child, and I wanted to post that today. Now, this morning I woke up and Ashtar Command just came to visit, and he said, no, we're not doing this, Anna. So I had to change the course of what I was, what I planned, and instead I will be filming a different reading. And here's the thing, it's in this journey, our ego will be losing control. I mean, there's no such thing as control, it's an illusion. But the reason why it is very hard for people to actually walk the spiritual path and the real path of ascension, it's because you cannot enter the new earth as an ego. You can only enter the new earth as a soul, period. And I'm going to say this over and over and over again until it is really sinking in, because the 3D is all about ego. The 3D matrix is playing on people's egos. And the new earth is all about the soul dimension. So unless you give away on your ego and completely dismantle that ego construct and, the false identity that you have been identifying yourself with, you may fall prey to these not well-intentioned influencers or whatever. But ultimately, they will serve the purpose of you realizing that it's seeing how the ego operates within the 3D, and have you push even further into the real spiritual journey, which is not a comfortable ride. It's not a glamorous ride. So those who are, posing in bikini and say that they're divine feminists, and gosh, I'm just like, it's such a nonsense. So I was saying, yeah, and when you come into contact with these high beings, with this big, massive presence of light, such as Ashtar Command, Jesus Christ, the Syrians. If the Syrians wake me up at 3 a.m. in the morning and tell me that I need to go hike on the Mount Everest, it won't take 3 minutes until I get my hiking boots and I'm just on my way. And the reason for that being the reverence. And I'm just, my heart just expands right now as I say this, because you cannot not be in awe of this presence. And so whatever it is that your human self may argue with, whether, but it's not logical, I filmed something else, you just try to argue your way with these high beings. This is not even possible, okay? This is why your ego will have to get out of the way. There is no place, there is no room for trickery, for falseness, for ego in the new earth. Your frequency cannot lie. Your frequency, your pure, true intentions, they cannot be fabricated. And so even though the 3D realm and the 3D agenda, can thrive on these sort of tactics, is not what the 5D New Earth is all about, period. So right now I'm seeing a wave of people who are like selling the New Earth, and it is disgusting. Okay, I'm just gonna be extremely straightforward about it, because it's like, and I'm getting theory eyes, because it's almost like getting God's name in ridiculed. It's trying to find the words to describe it, but it's right. We will come back to this when I get more clear around how to put this message out without yeah. Anyway, so I wanted to come back to the idea that in the New Earth, and as you walk your mission, you won't be the same from the previous day, right? One day you will get a strong message to do something. The other day, maybe you will do something else. And this is really being led by intuition. This is being led by a higher power. And it's always fun. It's always a fun ride, but you need to release the control in order for you to be able to do that, right? You cannot do this in a planned way, because planning comes from the mind, and the mind is the ego, and the ego is control, and the ego is programming, and the mind will tell you to do things the old way. Whereas your soul and your intuition will be connected to a higher power who has more insights than our human selves can. We cannot build a new earth from the ego, from our programmed minds. I really hope this message gets through, and my mission is to help you connect. First of all, to help you release the ego, release the identity, come back and align with your soul. And second, to trust your intuition, to be able to connect with the real deal, with the real source energy. And from there, and with this new discernment, to create what you're here to create, and not from the ego, because so long you will be creating from the already existing patterns, you will still be in the 3D. You may be creating something amazing in the 3D, but it's still going to be inside of the box. I hope it makes sense. So the other thing that I wanted to share about this is Jesus. I wanted to use Jesus as an example, because so long you will be seeking validation from the 3D. You cannot step into your mission. Imagine if Jesus would have come here with the agenda of having a book written about him, aka the Bible, or having religions and churches all over the world praising his name. Hell no. Now, Jesus came, he knew he was way too advanced for that time. So he was a Syrian starseed. He carried so much light for that time, and he paved the way for us. But he knew he's gonna get his light worker self kicked. He knew, and he still did it, right? Now, he didn't do it to get influence, or because he knew the ripple effect that this is going to have. He came because he had a message, but he was not attached as to how people were perceiving and, what is going to happen afterwards. He had a mission. He was connected to source. He was immensely brave soul for coming down here during those times, and to go through all that spiritual journey and leave the message that he came here to live. And this is what real connection with source is all about. It's not getting your your ego validation from what you're doing. It's not. Is just knowing as a soul, being completely detached from the 3D, completely detached from how you are being received, completely detached from whether this is going to bring you fame, money, influence, whatever. And look at what is going on right now in the, bullshit self-help industry. It's becoming a, what's that called? Like cow machine, money machine. And I'm telling you, I was ejected last year from it. And I'm so thankful because I was really starting to feel extremely uncomfortable within that particular industry. And so that really led me down to, the path that I'm right now, which is my real mission. But I was meant to be inside of that industry to see the darkness, to see the distortions, to witness the what's it called? There's a word for that. Corruption. Okay, to witness the corruption and to be able to spread this message, because a lot of innocent souls are, seeking answers, and they see someone who has a lot of titles, someone who's very shiny, someone who has, a lot of references even from other known figures that they trust, and so they may think that, oh, okay, this is how this may be a good source, but it is not. You gotta rely on your intuition, not even on what I'm saying here. If this message does not resonate with you, just leave it on the table, just leave it behind, and trust your own intuition. Trust your gut. Your soul will tell you, I don't feel right in here. It's because you're not meant to. I don't feel right in this particular business, industry, family, marriage, etc. But then maybe there is guilt. Maybe there is a 3D, flashing the shininess of a particular idea of success. The spiritual path is not a glamorous path, but it is the most soul-fulfilling one out there. And it doesn't mean that, it leads you down a path where, there's going to be suffering, poverty, people throwing rocks at you. No, but it's not. A lot of starseeds in the past came down here knowing they are going to go through this hardship. For us right now to no longer do that, because right now there is a huge wave of starseeds who are being extremely influential. But in order for us to truly be able to set the right example, we gotta shed the ego. We gotta shed that 3D programming skin completely. And so it is only through our frequency that we will be qualified for this mission. I got my butt kicked a number of times that I can't even count on this journey. And it was really uncomfortable. And this is why I can really identify now those who are not even walking the talk, and they are, it's just artificial nonsense, because I know that I was able to go through my hero's journey and understand what this is all about. Anyway, so I hope this message reached whoever needed. I just saw 1919, beautiful, beautiful number. I look forward to hearing from you. What insights did you get from this episode? And I will see you in the next one. Take care and bye for now.